Hello everyone, this is Ninja, and this is episode 35 of Ninja Feeds the Beast. Today I'm going to take you guys on a world tour. I want to show you guys my house and my energy setup and everything that I've got going on here, like my Thaumcraft area, and because I know every episode I focus on one project in one area at a time. But I'd like to show you guys how everything is, set up and connected, how everything relates to each other here. All right, first off, a little bit to explain about last episode. I had some big time technical problems with uploading it to YouTube. First time I uploaded it, I thought it was okay. The time said it was 51 minutes or whatever, and I start watching it and the audio would keep playing, but at certain points in the video, the video would get stuck on one frame and wouldn't go on. So I re-uploaded it, and again I thought it was okay. And this time I played it through and it looked okay, but I check a couple days later after I'd seen it had gotten like 70 views. And I kind of asked an important question in that video, and I got really no responses to that question. So I was like, I kept checking on it, and I look at the playtime on that, and it says 6 minutes. So I don't know if it was like that the whole time, and nobody actually saw the whole video, or what happened to it. But I couldn't get it past that 6 minute mark, because I know in the past there's been problems with YouTube where the video will just stop playing at a certain time, and a lot of times you just reload it and it'll fix it. It'll go past that point. So that was just a kind of a known issue that's happened on a lot of my videos that I've gotten comments on before. This one I was confused though. I got no comments saying, hey, why is your old video only 6 minutes? So I don't know. Maybe it seemed like it was only supposed to be 6 minutes, or if people just were watching the first couple minutes and then stopped watching. I don't know. Feedback is kind of important to me, because I don't really know what the experience is like for you guys a lot of times. So comments are definitely appreciated. I mean, constructive comments, I should say. I do get some bad comments from time to time that are I just end up removing the comment and blocking the person. So, but anyway, feedback is kind of important, because I don't know if I need to maybe switch my render settings or something if it's not working with YouTube well. When I first started doing this or when I first started doing my channel, yeah, I had to change up my settings quite a bit, and I thought I got them down pretty good, but yeah, I don't know what's going on lately with YouTube. It seems like the last time I uploaded it, the third time, it's okay now. But yeah, sorry to anybody who saw that episode and it was just 6 minutes, and I didn't notice until like a couple days later. So I kind of asked an important question in that episode. I wanted to see if you guys really want me to focus on this LP, because I'm not getting a ton of views on it and a ton of likes. So I just kind of want to know what you guys want to see. I was thinking of either starting a multiplayer server myself or joining one. I've been kind of looking around for a multiplayer server and haven't really found anything yet. I'm kind of looking for something where people are going to be recording videos, at least like me, at least on a weekly basis or something, and yeah, and maybe a little bit older. I mean, I don't have anything against younger people, but everybody kind of wants to play with people their own age, or play the game with people their own age. So I'm kind of older, but I'd say at least like 20 years older, maybe that kind of crowd. Yeah, over the last few days, I've been really getting my server knowledge down. I've run a server locally. I switched this world over to a server, and didn't run very good. It was very laggy. So running a server and playing on the same computer is not a good idea. So I think I'm going to maybe rent a server, something around maybe $10 a month or something like that, because uh, I'm not even making that much with YouTube. So I mean, you're not really supposed to say how much you make. But I'm not giving specifics. I'm just saying that I'm not really making anything substantial at all here. Um, so I mean, it's kind of like money out of my pocket, but I think it's a good thing for the future. And I think collaborating with some other people is definitely a really good idea at this point. And it's getting to the point where I really want to try out the multiplayer aspects of the mods, like because a lot of it is really designed for servers, especially like the energy situation, like the matter fabricator is it's meant to be running all day, every day. And being that I'm only playing single player, I've got like about 100 times less UU matter than most people would have created over this amount of time, because or not even 100 times, like probably 1,000 times less. So it's kind of been holding me back in that respect, and it's kind of pointless for me to run a server just for me. Um, also, but yeah, I'd like to get some projects going, like with some other people, and just I don't know, maybe have some pranks going on each other, or maybe have some projects that we're working on a cooperative basis and stuff. Have some games, or like yeah, some things we could do. Maybe even some PvP action going. So yeah, I've been focusing on that, and I was kind of asking last episode whether people want to see me focus on the single player, but I've kind of already decided. I think I'm going to, yeah, gonna switch over to multiplayer, because I can really only do one series at a time at this point, just because of the lack of extra time I have to do things, because of work and just responsibilities. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be looking around for people to join the server, and I'll also take applications if anybody would like to join a server. And if you're gotta be a YouTuber though, I gotta be able to see you play, because otherwise I don't really know if I can trust anyone. I mean, it's you understand. It's got to be um, somebody you can kind of isn't gonna you know do a bunch of things that are gonna really lag the server or anything like that. Got to be kind of knowledgeable with the mods. If not knowledgeable, like if you're just starting out, just be willing to kind of change things up if you make something that's really giving the server problems, because there's many things that can kind of bring a server to a halt with the mods. And I've already taken out some of the mods that I think will kind of cause some issues. Not just server lag, but actually kind of unfairness. Like I took out computer craft and what is it? Miscellaneous peripherals, or Misc peripherals. That's for the computer craft mod. Like attachments for the turtles and stuff like that. Mistcraft is very buggy, I've noticed, at least in these versions. And for server, it's kind of a nightmare, because you got people creating like a bunch of different worlds, and those worlds, like there's like world leaks going on with chicken chunks. So you got to put a chunk loader in each dimension, or else it leaks into memory. So I've taken out Mistcraft because of that error right there. Plus, yeah, just I'm sure there's going to be limited space for the server, so if people are creating a bunch of dimensions and traveling around and stuff, it's gonna use up that space pretty quick. So yeah, I took them out in the client too because I was actually it's the easiest way to kind of get rid of like those items in your world that are from those mods. Like I had one turtle, that's no big deal, but I had a bunch of books and linking books and stuff. So here was my chest for Mistcraft right here, and you can see it's empty now. So yeah, I took out Mistcraft, Computercraft. Oh yeah, extra bees and Thaumic bees, cause way overpowered. Well, I don't know about Thaumic bees. I might actually add that back in for people if they want it. But the bees, I think are way overpowered. I suppose there's other things in Ultimate Pack that are extremely overpowered, like the modular power suit is probably overpowered, but it's way too fun though. So I'm gonna leave that in there for sure. And I also like the Ultimate Pack for Applied Energistics, and I think Applied Energistics is actually very server friendly because you don't have pipes that have like a bunch of those entities traveling through them all the time. I mean, you can see right here, I've just got some, but I think it reduces lag quite a bit because you can have a massive storage system and a automation system that doesn't have a bunch of entities traveling around all the time. It just kind of does its own thing. Haven't really, I'm not 100% sure about that, like how efficient it is, but it seems like my frame rate has actually gotten better since I added the applied energistics in here. Frame rate is not good right now. Actually, I think running a server will actually give me a better frame rate. I noticed running a server, and I set the processors to be separated. Like I was running, because I got a quad core. I had two of the cores running the game, and two running the server, and it seemed to run okay. But the server was laggy. So yeah, that's how I discovered I cannot run a server off of this computer for sure. That's the one thing holding me back with this game is having an older processor. I mean, if this was coded in C++, that might be different, but that's not gonna. I don't think that's ever gonna change, unless somebody like does a complete recode of Minecraft at some point, or something like that. Okay, so world tour. Let's get started. I spawned in over this way. My chunks will load in a little quicker here. It was right by this village that I spawned in. I think it's right here is where it started. And I had my first starter hole over in this area. You can see my my industrial craft rubber tree farm right there. And I had a bunch of micro blocked stuff right here. I don't really use those as much anymore because they actually cause frame drops. But here was my starter hole, and I moved everything out of here after I decided that I was going to do like an above ground base. And this is where I did my caving originally. I found an actual iridium block kind of early on. My nether portal, not using any of this stuff anymore. And I had a turtle doing a tree farm over here that I coded in my last LP actually, which was in the beta pack. And he just had a few farms over here, reed farm, and growing different things. I'm not sure what I had over there, but I moved over here. This is a portal that actually auto-generated when I came back out of the nether, because I made a portal in my house, like where I had the quarry going, which is let's see, let's get this to load in. Or actually, yeah, at the point at that time you could actually use a filler to quarry stuff out. The stuff would drop and be on the ground. It would at least last for a little while. They changed it to where it despawns like almost immediately now, so you can't really get items. If you have this coin of fortune, you can run along and pick the stuff up before it despawns, but you have to run pretty fast, especially if you have it running at full speed. So it's not really an option anymore, but because it was never, I know it was never intended to run like a quarry, but I ran that down here and got a lot of the resources that I needed. And I made a portal down here, but yeah, if I come out of the nether, I'll just show you. See, I'm going in at this point. And if I go back through, I'll come out above ground. Just has to do with the way portals are screwed up. I don't know. Because you figure if you go in through a portal, you should come out in the same place, but nope. That's not how that works. This is my Thaumcraft area. These are crystal capacitors. Oh yeah, and you can see I have a dangerous amount of flux. That's it's because I've been making this bigger and bigger, just adding trees, and then I chop down the tree, add another tree, and I've got it up to 522 so far. And I actually have a couple more silverwood trees, but I wanted to get the flux down a little bit. These pure nodes, it says that they do get rid of their own flux without having to create the wisps and those world events that happen, like you can get poisoned or nausea or lightning will strike or something like that. There's a bunch of different things can happen to get rid of flux. But these trees are supposed to, like pure nodes, are supposed to get rid of flux without doing that, but it does it very slowly, it looks like, because this has been dangerous for quite some time. And since the node is covered up by a block, I don't think any wisps can actually be coming out of this point. And this one I actually moved away because it was over here. I think it was like right here, so I used a mystical construct and I moved it over here. That way I could be inside the influence of this node right here inside my base. That way I could get rid of the flux easier, but doesn't prove to be going away very quickly, at least not yet. Maybe I'll put some glass around this and just let it spawn wisps, because that'll actually get rid of it a lot quicker than anything else. I used to use this a lot. I had this automated to where everything coming in would get sorted over here and would AutoSmelt, because this furnace is free, and when things get spit out of here, this is actually a micro block. It's just a cover of glass, and stuff gets spit out and it falls directly onto this transposer here, puts it out into a red power pipe, the pneumatic tubes, and goes into the ender chest and would go get sorted. Research, let's see, I haven't completely finished my research yet. There's still some more things I could get. It's probably only 2 or 3 things though that I'm probably not going to use. This is sort of like a chandelier that I made. I made it look like it was hanging, at least, with the iron bars. This is so I don't walk up here automatically anymore, because I would always try and come up and put things in here, and I'd end up stepping on the sides of this or actually standing on top of here, which kind of hurts you. And it also puts some Essentia in there. It puts the meat or whatever it's called. I'm not sure what the name for that is, but these blocks will prevent you from actually walking up there. So you can just come up here, and I almost like kind of get stuck in the spot where I need to be to throw things in there. This guy automatically fills this back up with water. This guy will grab the essentia from the Olympics and put it in these jars. And when he's out of files, he'll come in here and grab these empty files. And I've been filling these up because if I have jars that have the same things in them, I just take it out with the files myself and put it in the chest here. Okay, this is where I have all my energy coming in from the farms, and I was using this as an output only, like everything would have to come through these redstone energy cells, but it's to the point where I have more energy than I really need to store, so I have it bypassing up here, and then this is the output. Everything comes out this side. This is like a remote power thing for force field system, the MFFS stuff. And this is for the quarry, and I have it so I can turn it on and off from right here. This one I just always have on because I'm usually not using it. And this is my defense station, and I have some distance upgrades for 32 blocks. I think that's a radius, so it's actually like a 64 block diameter that it'll protect against mobs. And it'll only kill mobs. Like, you can actually have it kill animals and all that other stuff, even players, if they get too close. And I have, let's see, some villagers down here that I captured. I had a bee guy, but since I got rid of extra bees mod, well, actually no, I think this guy's a beekeeper. Oh, yeah, okay. I guess this comes with forestry. Anyhow, I used to have processing for tiny piles down here, but I moved that upstairs and made it way more compact and put it right next to my applied energistic stuff because it's going right into there. And I used to have pipes running along in here and stuff. This is underneath my what started out as an Enderman farm. Now it's Creeper farm, and they fall on these platforms, and this is basically a gunpowder station right here. It makes, they fall down, give their gunpowder, it goes into this chest automatically. Which I might actually put a ender chest right there so it gets sorted. This is my enchanting area, or at least the inside, the wiring for it. And this was where I had a tree farm hooked up before. Not using that anymore since I have the I have this rubber tree farm over here. And this is really fast, so I don't run it all the time. I just kind of run it anytime I need rubber, I run this thing. Ooh, I need to light this up a little bit. And this is my nuclear setup over here. Not using it anymore because it's just kind of a lot of maintenance to keep it going, and I don't know. It was fun while it lasted, but it's kind of a waste of energy for me. I've got a few of these industrial centrifuges over here because they cause a lot of lag. For some reason, the animation of them causes a ton of click lag, so I moved them away from home. Okay, this area over here is where I have killed some withers. I had a MFFS system hooked up right here, and placed down a bunch of withers and it would auto kill them. I think I'm going to set that back up permanently here. Right now I have it as a kit that I keep in my inventory. Yeah, this is all the ingredients for that thing. Kind of a lot of stuff, actually. Anyhow, I might set that back up and just you know, keep it here. I can't think of much other use for it. Maybe for actually building, the MFFS might be good, or like digging out a big area or something like that, because it does have those options to clear out the area inside of it. And these are some different farms that I have going here. Just got a few chickens, or oh, I used to have chickens down there. They got killed, probably by Flux lightning. This is chicken spawner. This is a cow spawner. This was the automatic chicken spawner before that. It just throws out eggs, and this thing caused me some trouble in the past. I came over here one time and I was getting 1 frame per second. Had to drop down and just try and kill them all before I crashed. I did have the spawner, the chicken spawner here. I was just gonna have this just so I could build up some eggs when I needed to, because you can't get souls if you kill these chickens, and so you need them to come from eggs. There's actually a way you can get souls a lot easier with a spawner. You can make a slime spawner that makes the big slimes, and then you can get souls out of the smaller ones, because it considers it like a naturally spawned entity when it makes the smaller slimes. But that wasn't working because I didn't have pretty much will spawn anywhere 4 blocks out from the spawner. I think it's 3 blocks out on certain sides. Yeah, I think that's... Oh yeah, this is supposed to be 1 over this way. Anyhow, I don't use it that often. Oops. Oh, it was off already. And a raid farm. I did have the tree farm here. I moved that over to this area, which is my energy production, or my biomass production, which I convert into energy. And I have a tutorial on how to make this. The tutorial involves the forestry machines, though, which, you know, if you're running any of the other mod packs, you'll have to use those, because this is the Mine Factory Reloaded tree farm right here. Well, it's the planter, and then you get a harvester, so you can... And this is the new version of it. I think if you're running Ultimate Pack 1.0.1, it doesn't have the these upgrades that you can put in here. So these farms are pretty small, actually, in that version. So if you want to use these upgrades, yeah, you got to be using the 1.0.2, or I'm actually in the 1.1.0 now. And that might be the last one until like 1.6. I'm not sure though. So yeah, the tree farm's running over here now. Wood comes out, saplings, gets automatically you know, incinerated if these are full, which, yeah, it's 66 times 64. So I have not fallen apples yet, but you can see the wood is getting trashed automatically. I could switch everything up here to applied energistics, and I might do that sometime. It was just cheaper to kind of move all the pipes over when I did it, and when I moved this over too, I don't think I was fully knowledgeable on all the applied energistic stuff. That, and I didn't have a lot of crystals yet, because I had to set up a quarry in newly generated chunks to get the crystals for applied energistics. I also fixed my problem that I was having with the chunk loaders. The newest version for 1.0.2 4.7 actually doesn't crash when you click on these. So my I updated my Ultimate Pack to include that version of chunk loaders, and I'm not getting any more memory leaks either. So I think they've kind of figured out what's going on with the memory leaks with the chunk loaders. There still is a lag problem with chunk loaders though. I think you can adjust some of those settings in your config files, because there's like orphaned chunks that chicken chunks will actually go through and unload them, and then the game just automatically reloads them right away, and it does that every 120 ticks, which is like a minute, I think. So yeah, not good. And I know that from the Minecraft server, they've had serious lag issues, and they figured out that that's what it was. Chunks loading, unloading, orphan chunks.